My advice to top management in any organization today was don't let technology get in the way of your understanding what's really happening. The revolution going on you have to pay attention to is the revolution in consumers' behaviors. Technology has enabled them to engage in behaviors they've long wanted to. It is said that we as marketers will no longer be selling things that people buy. We'll be working to get people to buy into what we stand for.
So what persuasive techniques from psychology will you be teaching at Brandworks 2010?
We'll be teaching a lot of wonderful things that are rather state-of-the-art, not just predictive modeling that can come from all the great data out there, modeling that picks up on patterns of people's behavior, inserts new options for people and see how that affects their behavior. We'll be talking about behavioral economics, which is really a form of psychology where you test what financially or economically appeals in terms of incentives to a target that you want to reach. But they all have to do with what affects our subconscious, our motivations, and how we gravitate to certain products, services, brands, communities over others.
Brandworks annually attracts a marketing elite, no less than the CMO of McDonald's is called LSB's Brandworks University, a must attend. Chris Anderson from Wired said he had a blast the year he spoke there. Some 50 to 60% of attendees return year after year. And in 2009, the Net Promoter Score of the conference was around 90%. Obviously, it's not your typical conference. So for those who don't know about Brandworks University, what does give it such an impressive following?
We hear from the many folks that attend year after year, and we have quite a following. Folks from Nike and Procter & Gamble and Sony and Pepsi and others that come year after year. That what differentiates Brandworks from a lot of other conferences is that we curate it. And by that, they mean the fact that we work very hard about 18 months ahead of time to discover an emerging issue facing marketers, do extensive research on a solution, a framework by how to tackle that emerging issue, recruit speakers specifically to speak to that issue, place them in order so that one can attend the conference, hear the framework, go deep on the solution, and literally come away with not just a new breadth of knowledge, but a new depth of knowledge you can start to put to work right away.
Who is the world-class faculty that you've got already lined up for May of 2010 on this focus of the psychology of persuasion?
We're delighted to have some of the best minds in all of that speaking at Brandworks. They include the gentleman who was the former chief scientist for Amazon, Andreas Weigand, and he was the gentleman who developed all the data mining techniques for Amazon, the predictive modeling for Amazon. He will talk about one's data mining strategy, predictive modeling strategy, so that you too can sort of anticipate what will most make people buy more by understanding what they're looking for and have bought in the past. One of the nation's leading behavioral economists is Dan Ariely, and he's written a great book called Predictably Irrational, has another book coming out as well, and he is really specialized in the psychology of marketing and economics, and he's done all kinds of tests as to what are the best ways to incent people and motivate them. Frank Luntz is a name you may not know, but he is known very well by the CEOs of Fortune 100 firms, national politicians, big causes. He is famous for his polling and his research on what words will most trigger people's emotions. Do you call it global warming or climate change? Do you call them death panels because that really gets people's ire up? He is famous for his expertise in understanding what words have the most emotional power and helping people identify them. He'll talk about his techniques and the psychology behind all of that. One of the most noted social scientists of our day is Robert Cialdini. He has done extensive studies on what principles are best used to persuade others, to influence others. He'll be teaching those in a workshop at the conference. A variety of practitioners, too, will illustrate these best practices of the psychology of persuasion. It will be a typically intense, jam-packed learning experience for anyone who attends.